Thank you for joining us for another 60 Minutes. I'm your host, Trevor Gregory. Tonight, I'm interviewing Senator Ron Swanson. Now, the campaign trail for Ron Swanson has been a tough and vigorous road, but I'm sure he would like to share his thoughts and memories with all of you today. Let's take a look at the interview we have with him. Mr. Ron Swanson.
Hey, Trevor, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, well, thank you for having me for this interview today. I really appreciate it.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, and yourself?
I'm doing very well myself. Let's begin with the interview.
All right.
So the campaign trail, how's that going?
Well, it's actually doing fairly decent at the moment. We have a lot of supporters. I mean, we have a decent amount, not as much as others, Melanie, but we will beat her eventually. We do have some surprising supporters, especially from one Grant Emmett, and he's actually the candidate for the Democratic Party, so I'm kind of surprised where he's going for another competing party. But regardless, yeah, we're doing pretty good.
So how's the wife doing? How's the home? How are the kids?
Well, I mean, the wife, it's kind of complicated. It's, because I actually came out gay recently.
Oh,
yeah,
my.
and I'm running as an openly gay candidate. It's pretty good for support and everything because I've just had such a good founding. Everybody's just saying go for it, and they're just such a positive atmosphere, honestly.
Where does Ron Swanson come from? Where does he hail from? Where are his grass green root family?
Well, actually, you probably would not expect this, but I come from Santa Cruz, California, and I've mentioned this multiple times. I've grown up there all my life. I was born in a nearby city, but I've lived there all my life next to the beach. But the thing is, I came from a very conservative family, and all my life I've been battling basically my sexual identity. I was taught that homosexuality was wrong and that I should oppress it and that I should not do it. So when I started having feelings about the same gender, I actually had to suppress it. So I didn't know what to do because I thought this was just an instinct that was not good about me. Even went to the extent that I actually married a woman. Her name was Sandra. I'd like to keep her privacy, so no last names, but this is upon her request. But after a few years of marriage and one child, I had to come to reality and understand who I am as a person. And this resulted in me having a very lengthy conversation with her and discussing where I stand as a person. She at first was very surprised, but then she came to terms and she accepted me, and we're in support of each other. I support her and my child all the time, and we're in very good terms.
It's very nice. It's very nice. So out of all the colleges that you could go to in California, why UC Davis?
Well, actually, UC Davis has a giant focus on ecology and agriculture, and because obviously they're in the middle of nowhere, but because that's always been a passion of my life, along with politics as well, I decided to go there and minor in ecological science and major in politics. And, it was a really good school and the crowd was amazing, so.
So why, out of all the things, you could have been a humanitarian, an environmentalist, a park ranger. Why politics?
Well, politics because I've always noticed in my country that we've kind of been walking away from the concept of democracy, in my opinion. And with my election, I do actually want to go back to what you can call the grassroots of democracy, where you're really focusing on what it truly means and just the representation of the people, and the people are what the government is.
I like that. So out of all the parties that you could choose, why the Green Party? Why not the Republicans, the Democrats, anyone like that?
Again, with the ecology, it's always been a passion of mine, along with politics. The Green Party actually focuses on ecology. That's a major issue in its agenda. And I feel like if I was able to combine the two, it would be amazing. So I've just decided, I've come to realize that a lot of my aspects of what I want to do with politics and what I want to do with the world coincide together, and it's just a really good combination. I love it.
I like that. Now, before we go, is there anything you would like to say to your supporters?
Well,
sir, that'll Ron, that's going to blend into the background. Ron, point. And that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been with Senator Ron Swanson on 60 Minutes. Good night,
Thank you so much for my supporters. You're pretty cool.